Click the subscribe button below. If you find the information useful, please click the like button, to help others find our content. For more information you can visit our website, at thejerusalemassembly.org.
The Jerusalem Assembly. October 31, 2019. The God of Truth by Ruben D. Garcia. What is truth? Pilate responded as Jesus stood before him. These three words can be found in the Gospel of John chapter 18 verse 38. They are extremely valuable to all of those who seek truth in the purpose and meaning of their existence, and such was the intent of Pilate as he sought to set free Jesus. Was Pilate correct in disclosing his sentiments about Jesus? The following is the key to his intent: I find in him no fault at all, Pilate said to the Jews who have gathered outside in the courtyard. I underlined the two most important words in his declaration at all because for a Roman, especially one with such power to decide between life and death, it would have required for the one making the decision to judge in a justifiable manner, and somehow Pilate had given consideration to the appropriate justice to Jesus. What was the reason for Pilate's original intent to release Jesus? Nobody knows, but one can only speculate based on our own ability to determine the innocence of an accused individual. After all, does it say, "You are innocent until proven guilty"? Did Pilate consider Jesus guilty? Of course not, but yet, he managed to declare the death penalty to Jesus. Was Pilate pressure in doing it? To some degree he was. After all, he was under popular scrutiny from all sides, the Romans and the elite Jews who hovered over all of his actions. The Bible does tell us that there existed a degree of animosity between the elite of the Sanhedrin Council and Pilate, however greater was the alienation between Pilate and Herod. Could this alienation between those two placed weight in Jesus' death? I would say yes. But the fact herewith is that human emotions played a significant role in the death of Jesus. Simply by reading the passages from capture to death we can recognize that they are filled with such concealed negative emotions that when brought into the surface becomes very damaging, and in extreme cases such as in the case of Jesus, death with false judgments and appalling to say the least. In this scenario we can see that the truth sought by Pilate was never answered, or at least revealed, unless you go a little further beyond the negative emotions and the dismay that took place. First of all, did Jesus provide the truth in all that Pilate asked in his questions? The answer is a sounding yes, but it was Pilate who did not recognize the meaning of the words Jesus spoke of, for in Jesus' response was the key and is for all of humanity as we render our negative emotions behind us and began the journey toward the truth in all we are. Chapter 38 verse 37 says it clearly, I should bear witness unto the truth. Every one that is of the truth heareth my voice. Simply, everyone that is on the side of truth would always listen to the truth no matter what. This is an essential part of today's consciousness awareness and transformation. Currently, humanity has begun an unstoppable trend, a journey filled of divine and spiritual discoveries as never witnessed by mankind, and all it stems from that simple but powerful doctrine in which Jesus formulated in his life and ministry. And it is the knowledge what truth is as he mentioned it throughout his ministry. It will become more revealing as our consciousness begin to be illuminated with the current truth of all things taking place at hand, of who we are and why it has become so essential for humanity to rise from its depredated past against the priceless truth. The truth been the core of Jesus' doctrine, and it will be revealed to all of humanity in the coming years, not as we were given in the past but a new one. It is not a doctrine of words, rules, or do-nots, but an existence based on actually living with the pillars of love, forgiveness and respect to all creatures on this earth, something that has been an arduous task for humanity for millennia. This new Jesus-like model of existence, it is not as restrictive as some may imagine to be. To the contrary, it is based in kindness, compassion, justice, and unconditional love, and its principality is recognizing only what truth is, what it means to humanity, but also accepting the nature of the God of truth which he implied and we have learned to be as our divine and eternal Father. It is not only Jesus that often referred to the God of truth to be the divine Father, but also did the great prophet Isaiah, who recognized the existence God been also the God, Father who is all truth. Therefore, the God of truth shall be revealed to humanity as humanity ascends into a greater and more pure consciousness, because it is an integral part in the realm of unconditional love. Unconditional love, as the word unconditional means or implies simply to have been an absolute. Best explained is to be a love without conditions or limitations, and shall become our nature toward the treatments of other human beings but also all living creatures on the new earth. Sadly, humanity had not had the opportunity to recognize the value or greatness of truth, specifically, the nature of the God of truth, for if it would have been possible, humanity would have excelled in its kindness toward all creatures way before now. However, it is not too late to begin to understand the importance of truth in our everyday life. Once we encompass truth in our conscience, our view on everything will begin to become clearer, and such things as jealousy, bigotry, hatred, animosity, all the derivate of negative and ill emotions would be let go, and a new good nature consciousness would have been brought into our lives, providing us with a more enjoyable life filled with pleasantness and joyfulness. The God of truth is real and unique in more than just the truth. In fact, the God of truth happens to be the supreme source of all things visible and invisible, sort of speak. It is the divine mastermind of all that has been created. Just imagine the purity, for purpose of explanation herewith, in the nature of the truth. Nothing conceivable on this earth can be described as the ultimate nature of the God of truth except when you see yourself in a mirror and ponder in the complicated but sophisticated being you are. Once you recognized the complexities of your being, you have discovered the great quality of the God of truth being the source creator, and you are his magnificent creation. Yes, you are not only a divine being but also one created in the essence of truth, the divine and unmitigated truth. You recall in Genesis that God, the Creator, created man from the dust of the soil, earth, first, then breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and supposedly, it was then that man became a living soul, not a creature but a living soul. How interesting, living soul, which means that the soul is the vital principle of thought, action, and let's do not forget emotions, which brings me to the core of this article. Since you, the human being, was created based on a divine truth, it can only be revealed when you accept without any hesitation or pretext that you are not only a supreme divine being but that you also contain a soul which is immortal. And with such revelation you have recognized the God of truth as he truly is, the symbolization of truthfulness, and you've been the representation of this divine truth, unconditional love. Therefore, since you were the simile or symbol of truth and love and sadly went wayward and became unpredictable to varying degrees, the concept and admiration for the God of truth became lost in the forest of mankind's swayed attitudes and waywardness that engulfed our existence, and finally now, a trend to reverse all of this has begun, and mankind is in his return to be part of the greatest truth been manifested. Still, recognizing the God of truth is going to require a very strong nature in believing on a virtue that almost been completely missing from our consciousness, and now it's been activated via energies affecting all aspects of our way of thinking, especially as we are exposed to revealing stories about deceitfulness, deceptions, illicit activities we once accepted to be truthful and honest. However, fear not, for within you is the greatest virtue of a new truth revealed, your heritage. Strengthen yourself with the knowledge that the truth will set you free finally from the oppressive nature of the news, the political chaos of our country, and focus on the revelation you are been given each day. Remember who you are above all things. Be steadfast to accept and be not deterred by anybody or anything, to recognize and accept that you, your spirit and your soul are immortal, and with such virtues, recognize that you are the result and creation of the greatest truth ever exiting throughout all of the universes, thus becoming the manifested symbol of the greatest divine being, the God of truth. You are part of his immortality through the soul you are guarding and carrying within you. It is your entire makeup, and it is the divinity that separates you from all things created here on earth and throughout the entire universe. Cheer up, my reader, you are more than unique, divine, you are truth and nothing but the truth in which the source, the Creator, placed in you and should never be jeopardized. Be relentless in your love for the truth. It will do more than set you free. It will place you, humanity, at the highest echelon among the heavens. And so it is and forever will be. Namaste.